Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Sonic Comic Chaos, the only show where two grown men discuss whether or not the rebooted version of a blue hedgehog is better than the pre-booted version of the blue hedgehog. I'm
And
here
know
with...
what those two words mean.
Yes, that is correct. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Ian Waffles. Ian, say hi.
Hi.
Ian, who are you? What do you do?
I'm Ian Waffles. I appear on the Sonic Comic Chaos podcast, where it's the only podcast where two grown men talk about whether or not a blue hedgehog is better in a reboot or a preboot. That's what I do. Also, I have a YouTube channel by the same name and a Twitter by the same name. So go there if you want to see me tweet or YouTube.
Yes. Well, normally this is where we'd have our famous segment, Ian and Ace read your comments. Unfortunately, you all are terrible, and we have no comments to read for this episode. And before you go off saying, oh, well, you know, there's actually comments on the last episode. What do you mean you have no comments? Well, you should have commented them sooner. Anyway, so hopping right into Sonic Universe number 67. All right, the arc we are covering today is called Total Eclipse. It is Sonic Universe issues 67 through 71, for those of you reading along at home. But so hopping right into Total Eclipse Part 1, Sonic Universe issue 67, a grudge match, as it says on the cover, which is why I was confused as to the title. Immediately, this is wrong because, and I wrote this in my notes, why is it called grudge match when Shadow and Knuckles barely even know each other, much less have a grudge?
It's very much marketing because they don't even fight in this one.
That is true. It's not till the third part, right?
Yeah, they don't fight till like the third part.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, like the final page of like the second part.
But at the very least, they're finding a thumbnail for this episode easy for me because it's definitely just going to be this first cover.
Yeah, going into this, I'm surprised that, because, you know, it makes sense nobody talks about Preboot because nobody knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, the things people know about it are the bad things. But with Reboot, more people were kind of aware of it. So I'm kind of interested that nobody ever talks about that there's an arc where where Knuckles and Shadow fight each other. That seems like that's a very easy, like thing that Sonic fans would like. So I wonder if that is an indication of the arc itself. Ooh, we'll have to find out.
Well, it's interesting. Like, this is one of the few reboot arcs I've actually read. And I remember even back in the day when I was, you know, very much in my pre-boot purist phase, thinking like, man, an arc where Shadow fights Knuckles, that's awesome. But is it still awesome? I don't know. It's been like 5 years since I've read it, so let's find out. But so we cut back in with Eclipse. And those of you who are good listeners will remember our episode Shadowfall, where Eclipse was escaping from the Black Comet with some Black Arms eggs. And so he crash lands on Angel Island, and he has a funny line, which is "Let those be soft mountains," because just further reminding you that Eclipse is in fact a dumbass.
Indeed.
Which, funnily enough, my next note is: don't make me feel sympathy for Eclipse. He's a dumbass.
No, that's how they get you.
That is true. So we cut back to Team Dark, who are arriving on Angel Island, and we learned that Snively is under two things with Snively. One, his first name is Julian now, which, and second, he is under the employ of GUN.
Yes.
Ian, thoughts?
And he's obviously named Julian just because obviously Eggman is not Robotnik anymore. So, or like he's not Julian.
He's not a Robotnik, but
well, he's not like Julian Ivo Robotnik. I think he's just like Robotnik, or like I think when because they have the past issues that they'll have at the very, very end. He might be called Robotnik there, but I think he's still called Eggman.
No, he's Julian Snively. Oh, you're talking about Eggman.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that in Preboot and SatAM, Robotnik's name is Julian. Mm-hmm. So they gave that to Snively, it would seem.
Julian Kintobor of the House of Ivo, yes.
Yeah. So that seems to be what they're kind of doing. And then obviously, in this, Snively is not related to Robotnik.
No, because we can't have nice things.
But he did used to work for him. So
yes, that is
Ian
true.
Flynn's way of trying to smooth it over for us.
Well, and actually, if we can just get into this now, I really like this for Snively.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the reboot, there are very much two options you could have. You could just put Snively back with Robotnik because the reboot's putting things back the way you like them. You know, the Freedom Fighters, they're all back together. No one's a congressman or in a coma or a robot. And you could have very easily just put Snively back with Robotnik. Or alternatively, you could just be like, who cares about Snively? We're pushing Orbot and Cubot right now in the game. So now he has Orbot and Cubot, and Snively's nowhere to be found. But they still, pushed Orbot and Cubot while giving Snively something to do. And I think that this role makes sense for Snively.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think it makes a lot of sense, and I like that they very much just obviously imply that he's going to eventually betray them too.
Yes. We'll get to it later.
Which is good.
We'll get to it later. He has like something called like Project, like what's it called? Where he has like the space. We'll get to it. It's fun. We cut to we see Team Dark making their way through Angel Island, and we don't see it quite yet. But one thing I really like in this arc is how they combine the Angel Island architecture from Sonic 3 and Knuckles and the Angel Island architecture from Sonic Adventure, because you see like Red Mountain as well, which I think is neat. We see Omega destroying the barrel, which is a fun little meta joke. And then we get to Knuckles. And Knuckles is like, man, that last adventure I was on was crazy. You guys should totally read it if you didn't. And so he's talking to Relic, who is like, hey, I found some weird alien stuff. Should we be concerned? And then I love this bit. So Team Dark show up at the Master Emerald Shrine. And Knuckles' reaction is simply, nope.
Not today.
Yeah, no, it's great. I do like this interpretation of Knuckles where he just wants to be left alone. Like he doesn't like people.
Yeah. What do you think of the this whole Relic thing of her being like, well, Knuckles, because you made a passing comment about a thing I asked you about, I guess that could only mean that you hate me and you don't want me here and you hate me. And he's like, well, no. And she's like, oh, great, that's great. And then they're like, oh, is this your girlfriend? She's like, you stupid asshole. You saying I'm your girlfriend? What do you think of her?
She's shy,
No, I'm not judging. What do you think of her?
I like her. I think she's fun.
I think she's cute. I like her glasses.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that she'll be effectively dead within the next few issues, but
I was gonna say she's gone after this. So
wait, really? She never comes back?
She'll be in the very end of the Amy Knuckles team up mission.
Oh, that would make sense, yeah.
So she'll be there at the end. So yeah. We just never get time to hang out with her.
Yeah. I will say I am glad, like I don't we've talked at length about this. I don't like that it's literally a rule that the characters can't be in relationships, but I do like that these characters, because that rule, maybe just because Ian Flynn doesn't want to do that, they don't do that. They are just friends and colleagues, and I think that's fun.
Yeah.
But so my next note is just poor Knuckles. Because he's just dealing with so much shit. He's got Relic hitting him because she thinks he's been spreading rumors about her, and then he's got Team Dark on his island. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah, all he can do is punch. He does.
My next note is simply Team Dark is great because they are great. Their dynamic is wonderful, and I miss it so much.
Greetings, tiny inferior model. What weapons do you possess? None, sir. I with them? No, just fix things. Scowl.
Yeah, my next note is literally I would read an entire comic that was just Omega and fix it.
Yeah, Omega thankfully is good across all versions of Sonic media.
I mean, it's hard to mess him up, right? Like,
well, I mean, you could give him a terrible voice in Sonic 06, but
the voice isn't that bad.
My name is Omega. It's really
not that high pitched. It grows on you if you play the game.
Yeah, it grows into my skull.
It grows on you if you play the game 100 times like I have. But so then Shadow is like, so basically they're talking about like, someone needs to go after, they're basically like, so Eclipse is on the island, someone needs to go after him, someone needs to protect the emerald. And they're like, okay, Shadow, you watch the emerald. And you get a fun bit where Knuckles and Shadow are both like, no. And because Shadow is like very hell-bent on being the one to murder Eclipse himself. And we get a nice line from Rouge, who says, what's more important, finding Eclipse or protecting people? And my note simply says, remember when Shadow had ideals?
I keep my ideals. Yeah. No, I definitely just overall, I mean, we'll get to it more. But Shadow and, in these stories, it's a nice breath of fresh air.
Oh, absolutely. It's breath of fresh air from the metric ton of crap you're about to shove down my throat when you make me do the IDW episode. But anyway.
Well, and I will say that what I think works here is that because, you know, pre-boot Shadow's like a big baby boy, and he's a good boy. But this, I actually like that we have a Shadow who, he kind of has inklings of, I guess, IDW Shadow, where it's this idea of like he's just like, I'm gonna fight Eclipse, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But the reason he feels that way is because he feels like he has a personal responsibility to him and for all the messed up things he did to him and to the people he cares about. So it doesn't just come from like some petty ego thing. It comes from like a sense of duty and responsibility. But Shadow is, you know, a big angry boy. So he goes about it in big angry ways. But it doesn't mean that he, like, when he says, fine, I'll watch it, whenever Rouge is like, oh, we're going to protect the planet. It's not because Shadow needs to be convinced to protect the planet. It's that he needs to look at the bigger picture here, because he thinks that defeating Eclipse is a part of that, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the difference, is that IDW Shadow is just angry and mad because he's just like, vengeance, baby. And it's just like, no, you got to have nuance.
Yeah. But so then we cut to Eclipse, and he's feeding these wisp black arms creatures, which we find out later they literally like took wisps from the planets that wisps are on and like altered them, which is an interesting thing.
Well, yeah, and it gives them just kind of a better, like, it integrates them better into like the audience instead of just making like new creatures.
Yeah, well, because I remember originally I was thinking like that these were just wisps, but from the black arms. And I was like, wait, do they just have very similar creatures? But no, it makes sense. So that it's cool. And again, we see like I don't want to sympathize with Eclipse, but he's like he feels like so much. He's like cares about these stupid wisp creatures, and he wants them to be safe. And so he's like, all right, I'm gonna go out, kids. Don't do anything. It's like, damn it.
Yeah. No, I get no. Well, it's good too, because you don't want him to, like, poor Eclipse. You know, like most things in reboot or pre-boot, he just never got a chance to like fully become what he could be. You know?
Well, I like him as just like a blundering dumbass.
Yeah, well, that's what makes him like fun. Like that he's like, Shadow, my brother, please, let's be friends. And then now he's like, Shadow, you big asshole, I'm gonna kill you. Oh,
what is this voice?
That's his voice, since you insist. Let me read his dialogue. Here we go. Kregel, Caesar, knock it off. There's plenty to go around. You're the good one, Reginta. I don't think you can do anything, but you're well behaved at least.
No!
Musical note, exclamation mark. I need some sort of plan. The fruit is enough to live on, but none of us is getting any stronger from it. I felt an incredible energy source, but all my time is spent growing, harvesting, and nurturing. Oh no! God. If you want a dramatic reading of the Archie Sonic comics by me, Ian Waffles, patron Silver Ace at his non-existent Patreon.
Anyway,
we need real power.
But so, what was I? Oh yeah, I had a point. I was gonna say,
Shadow is here, and
no, stop
the emerald. If I'm quick, I could turn this entire situation around.
I know what the rest of this episode is gonna look like. All right,
no worries. Well, I'm out of dialogue. He's gone for the rest of this issue.
You're out of dialogue for now.
For now. All right. What happens next?
Well, I had a point I was gonna make where it's like Eclipse is like the Boba Fett of Sonic.
You're right.
Like he looks cool and he talks a big game, but he just is constantly bumbling around.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Once Daddy's brainwashing isn't here anymore, he's a bumbling idiot.
Yeah. Well, you could argue he always was.
Yeah, no, that's why I liked him, because he was trying to befriend his brother and be friends, and then Shadow's like, I hate you, and died. And he's like, you say that, but like you don't mean it.
Yeah. Well, he's so much more interesting this way. If he were like if this character were played straight, where it's like, oh, he's Shadow, but if he didn't have any Hedgehog in him, if he was just pure black arms and he's all evil and he's super powerful and stuff, like it would very quickly be like exhausting.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and also like, as much as I do like him, I think his design's kind of whatever.
So whatever. Yeah.
So he doesn't have the like design to help him. So yeah, he really thrives off being like a more interesting character, which I like. So
indeed. But so then we cut back. He's like, oh, Knuckles and 2/3 of Team Dark, those 2/3 being Rouge and Omega, are approaching Eclipse's ship. And so Eclipse is like, well, if he's here, I can go get the Master Emerald and I can go talk to Shadow because Shadow is by the Master Emerald, I guess. And so he goes and does that. But real quick, we see Shadow's freaking out because he's seeing I forget. So do we find out is Eclipse doing this or is Shadow just traumatized and that's why he sees like Relic as a bug person?
I mean, from what it seems like it might be Eclipse because he says like, since you insist. But I mean, also, even if the mind things wasn't happening, he would respond that way. So yeah, I think we're supposed to. I mean, because throughout the Shadow keeps having like more kind of like guilt trip flashbacks anyway. So it might just be the PTSD.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's that issue. Moving on to issue 68, Total Eclipse, part 2 of 2.
Have you seen the variant cover of this?
Is that the one that looks like the magazine cover?
Yeah, where it's like their two parents fighting over the Master Emerald.
Yes, I did see that.
Oh, it's great. I own that one.
Really? Ah, dang. But so we cut in with Shadow and Eclipse fighting over the Master Emerald. And my first note is, this page would look a lot cooler if everyone chilled out on the teeth.
Big teeth boys.
But I think that's kind of the point. Like Shadow is supposed to look like deranged here.
Yeah,
like you see it in his eyes too. So I think it works. But so they're fighting. I always like it when Shadow uses the Chaos Spear like an actual like spear. It looks really cool. So they're fighting, and it's interesting here because we see Shadow using Chaos powers, but later on they say that Eclipse cancels out his Chaos powers. So I don't know if it must be a conscious thing that Eclipse has to like think about doing.
Yeah.
But so then we see Knuckles and the rest of Team Dark, and they're talking, and we actually get a really interesting conversation between Rouge and Knuckles, basically just about like their competing ideals. You know how Rouge is like, why do you just sit here all day watching this rock? Like, what do you get out of it? And he's like, nothing, but I don't need to get anything out of it. It's my duty. Like, you know, and it shows that like how, you know, you have two people who like but even then it's interesting when you look a layer deeper because you think like, well, of course Rouge would think like that. She only thinks about herself. So she'd be wondering why Knuckles isn't thinking about himself. But then you go a layer deeper when you talk about how she's specifically talking to him about this because she's worried about him being up here and not doing anything. So I think it's really cool.
No, I was going to say, this is one of the better, like with Reboot, like I have a lot of issues with the Freedom Fighters, but I think that Flynn pretty much nails all the main characters, like all the main Sonic guys. And Knuckles especially, I think really does get a lot of stuff here because I like that there's not really like a conclusion. It's not like Knuckles kind of comes to an idea at the end of like, you know what, maybe I should take a vacation, you know? Instead, he's just like, no, like, this is what it is. This is how I feel. Like they have the little part where she goes, I do my part and I got the freedom to do my own thing. I have my job, but it's not my life. All you do is wait for trouble to show up. Don't you want something more for yourself? Not really. And it's like, yeah, you could tell that I think there's a part of him that might want a little something more. But I think it also, I do buy that he's pretty well content, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, okay. So one note I skipped over, it's like a paragraph, so I'm just going to read it. It's from the Shadow Eclipse fight where Eclipse is like, join me, brother. I put, it would be interesting to see Shadow give Eclipse the opposite proposal. Ask him to join Team Dark. Obviously, it would probably lead to the same conclusion, but Shadow seems irrationally obsessed with murdering Eclipse. Now, one could make the argument Eclipse brings out the worst in Shadow because he reminds Shadow of what he could be if he lost his way. But if that is the case, they could bring more attention to it. Now, again, obviously, I wrote that note before we find out more about the, like, you know, ghost Eclipse that Shadow has following him at all times, seemingly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's me, like, flashing back to, like, Pre-Boot, where, like, Metal Sonic, who's literally, like, this engine of destruction, Shadow goes, like, hey, you know, you don't have to be a bad guy. And obviously different interpretations, different characters in very different situations. But I don't know. Again, just it's kind of like some whiplash seeing Shadow just be like, God, I just want to fucking kill him.
Yeah, but again, I think it does make sense. And I really like this little conversation he has where he's like, don't, I'll protect you, mimic or whatever. And he's like, wow, disgusting. You'll wipe out my kind. No, our kind without batting an eye. But you'll give your life to protect these weak, inferior creatures? Rude.
Yeah.
And then I also like that Eclipse cries before he fights Shadow. So you just giving him more nuance.
Yes.
And then the final thing I wanted to say about this little section is Omega being the best, which is Fix-It calling him. He's like, Mr. Omega, and he goes, not now, Fix-It. I'm about to shoot a door into being. You will not understand.
That is great. Yeah, so yeah, Omega's wonderful. But so we see that Knuckles, Rouge, and Omega are about to bust into Eclipse's ship, and the little the Dark Arms, which are the little wisp creatures, are like, what should we do, guys? But then they quickly get called back because Eclipse is at the Master Emerald Shrine.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we see Shadow fighting Eclipse, and he's unable to use Chaos Control because Eclipse is not letting him, and Eclipse turns into his big chonky form. And then we see something really cool, which is Shadow using the Master Emerald to induce Chaos Control, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Like this fight is actually pretty neat, and it has like a few like extra variables to it.
I wonder if this panel, which is inverted, like how it, the colors invert in Shadow when you freeze time, I wonder if it's if they drew it normally and then inverted everything that wasn't Shadow, or if it was just drawn that way.
Either way, it's very well done.
It is very well done. And then you get this cool bit with. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say I also like. I really like that Eclipse has this like pseudo body and that he's inside it, and it just like starts crumbling. Like it looks really disgusting and gross.
I was gonna say the same thing. This bit of him chaos blasting him out of his body is great.
Yeah, like this is really good, and I also like Shadow's smile here, where he says like chaos control, because it doesn't feel like devious or evil. It feels like, haha, gotcha, bitch. Like, which I like. I like seeing Shadow actually be like he looks proud of himself.
Yeah,
which is pretty funny.
His little smirk when he's like, that was the first time I've used the Master Emerald's power. I was able to overwhelm his blocking field. It was impressive. Is also fun.
And then he goes, now to finish her.
Yeah. Oh, and here's where we see Snively's. It's called Operation Conquest.
Yeah.
So, which the plans include the Space Colony Arc, a satellite, and the Master Emerald. Or 14 satellites and the Master Emerald. So does he have like some kind of mirrors system, and it's gonna like fire at one satellite and like ping pong until a bunch of them? That's probably
I don't know, but I absolutely love the punchline here, which is rob him. I'm trying to protect the world from things like that, and then it just cuts to his evil lair with the red lighting. I assure you, I have everyone's best interest at heart.
Yeah. Yep. It is great. Snively's great. But so
I think it would have been even better if it was like Operation Evil Conquest.
That'd be a little on the nose.
I mean, he already has Conquest on there. I don't think it could mean anything else.
You can have a good conquest.
You don't understand, sir. I'm going to conquest for me. Damn it. Wait. Mulligan.
But so I have my note calling Eclipse the Boba Fett of Sonic, and then so basically Eclipse gets knocked on his ass and he like slithers away. The remaining heroes show up, and one thing I really like is that, so what I thought was going to happen is they have a bit where Knuckles is going like, are you okay? Did he get you? And he's talking to Relic. A lesser writer would have absolutely made that into a joke of him being like, are you okay? Are you hurt? And her being like, oh, I'm fine. And then he's talking to like the Master Emerald or something.
Yeah.
Which still could have been a funny joke. But I think the showing that despite the fact that he does have this duty to the Master Emerald, and we see this later on in the story, he still values pretty much any individual life, especially the life of one of his friends, above it, which I think is really cool.
No, it's a good moment. I also like that they still get a joke where Fix-It's in the background. He goes, I am unharmed as well, sir.
Yeah, it's great.
Nobody cares. Fix it. That would have been funny if that's what Omega said. It's like, fix it. Nobody cares about you. Anyway.
Yeah. But so, and then we have some conflict brewing because because Shadow is like, well, Eclipse is after the Master Emerald, and Eclipse is on this island, and the Master Emerald's on this island. So the best way to fix it is for one of those things to not be on this island, and I think that thing should be the Master Emerald. So we're gonna move it into a secure gun facility. And my note, and Ian, maybe you'll disagree with me on this, was like, I mean, Shadow's kind of right though.
I mean, he's correct, but that doesn't mean he's right because fuck you. That's why I'm on Knuckles' side. Shadow can be right all he wants, but fuck him. So,
yeah.
You don't get to have my stuff. That's all there is to it.
Well, okay, he's being rude about it, sure.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. You can be right, but you're being an asshole.
We're talking about the fate of the world.
Well, he shouldn't have been an asshole about it.
Look, then maybe they could have had a conversation before Knuckles fucking threw him.
If only Shadow hadn't been an asshole about it.
Well, maybe if Knuckles had just like stepped in front of him and didn't like throw him by his quills, they wouldn't have had to fight.
Well, that's what you have to do to assholes.
Oh,
who are trying to take your stuff.
The fate of the entire planet rests on Eclipse not getting this stupid rock.
Is it? I don't see Eclipse around.
Oh my God. I guess
I'm Team Knuckles, and it's because Shadow wasn't being nice about it. And he can call him his Jimmy's and leave and get off my island.
Oh my God.
It's my house.
It's my house.
Shadow's not allowed at my house. That's the way it is.
I mean, I guess Eclipse is so incompetent. Even if he got the Master Emerald, he'd probably just end up like killing himself somehow. So like,
yeah, exactly, win-win.
But in the event that he doesn't,
well, Shadow, you could do better things with your time, like kill Eggman. If he's so big picture about it, then you should stop being a big fat baby and just go kill Eggman.
Yeah, well.
Oh, I'm gonna take your stuff, Knuckles, because of the fate of the world. Why don't you do something about it, idiot? So there you go.
The world's already broken. The island will still float if the Master Emerald is not there. And guess what? Flash forward to Shattered. If they had just let him take the damn rock and put it somewhere safe, they wouldn't have had to like fucking dash across the island with the Master Emerald before it fell into the Earth's core. It's because it would just be whole, and they could just be like, "Hey, they're about to fix the world. You want your rock back?" And he could be like, "Sure," and they could just put it back.
Silver Ace, you're missing the point here. He was being an asshole about it.
I don't care if he was being an asshole. He was right.
You just that's it. You're not allowed.
God.
No, I agree.
Jesus Christ, Dan.
I just like arguing. So, but no, I mean, I'm team Knuckles, but I'm also, I would donate to Team Shadow, but I would fight with Knuckles, while secretly, putting money into Team Dark's pockets so they can buy it off him. You also have to understand that this is Knuckles' purpose in life. So if he's not, if guarding the Master Emerald is as simple as putting it in a box and then giving it back to me, then it makes me look like a real big dummy. So Knuckles has a lot riding on this.
Yeah, well, his life is riding on it. If the fucking world ends because Eclipse gets this stupid rock.
Oh, well, that's someone else's problem.
Oh my God. Anyway,
nobody told Knuckles that his job was to babysit everybody else. He just has to babysit a rock.
Well, he fucks up at that constantly. So maybe it's better in other hands.
Probably.
Anyway.
Part 3. Shadow boxing, which is hilarious.
Yeah, Sonic Universe number 69. Haha, it's a funny number. Knuckles, you had one job. That's funny. We get a cool page of Shadow and Knuckles. They're going at it, and so they're fighting. Shadow gets thrown off the little miniature island that the Master Emerald is on. So this is where we learn essentially why Shadow's been an asshole this whole story is because he's got a little ghost eclipse over his shoulder. That's like, haha, I'm going to kill all your friends and I'm going to kill you and I'm going to destroy the world, you fucker.
Maria never liked you. She liked
Maria
me. I didn't even exist. No.
Oh, jeez. I hate that theory. By the way, have you ever seen that theory where it's like actually all of Shadow's memories are fake, and he never even knew Maria?
Why would someone say that?
Because like they think Gerald like implanted those memories into him to make him like want to destroy the world.
Okay. Why are they dumb?
Because fuck, like he's such. That's
Not
such
you.
a less
Why,
interesting
why
character.
are dumb people making these theories?
Oh, why? I don't know. Because they want things to like be more complicated than they actually are.
That is true.
They
I
want
do
Shadow.
like complications, so maybe they're right. Maybe it would be funnier that way.
It'd be funnier, but it wouldn't be. Shadow would be a less interesting character.
Oh, for sure. It would be awful. Thankfully, in Reboot, we don't have to worry about that because they go into a computer and ask computer Maria, and she's like, "Yeah, I agree."
Yeah, that issue is so great.
But I like this fight. I think the Yardley is usually pretty bad at fight scenes, not through the expressions, but more so in terms of like impact. And even still, he's pretty bad at it here. Like the punches barely, like very rarely ever like look like they hit hard, but the expressions always do the good work for it. And I think this is the closest he gets to like actually getting pretty good at like a hand-to-hand fight. Because like you got like kind of the blur effect on the punches. You've got really good dynamic angles, and then the expressions are always really good.
I agree. But so yeah, they're fighting. Then we cut back to Eclipse, who shows back up on his ship, and like you're totally on with the facial expressions because he's like so worried and then so happy when he sees the wisps that they're all right. And then we get the flashback of finding out like these were taken from Planet Wisp and they were genetically altered, and it's good fun stuff.
Oh, my mutant babies that we stole and kidnapped.
Stop! Fucking, what's the guy's name from Willy Wonka? The Augustus Gloop. Jeez, that's what you sound like right now.
Augustus Gloop. He's a poop.
God. I was in that play.
I was in that movie. I was Augustus.
No. God
I was the poop.
No.
And then they're fighting, and I like Shadow grabbing Knuckles by the neck. It looks really, really funny.
It does look funny.
Gack.
But
this is really good. Like, this is what I think makes this fight actually work. And this kind of arc really good is that you have like this page right here where it's like, because you know this is like IDW where like the games kind of all happen, but what Flynn does with it that makes it actually enjoyable is he has a through line of like what's happening in the present, which is that Knuckles, doesn't want to lose the, doesn't want to lose the emerald. He doesn't want to, he doesn't want to feel like a failure. He doesn't want his whole life's purpose to be gone. And then you then compare that to all these other times he's failed to back that up instead of being like having this come out of nowhere. And so it's using the games to like build upon something that is happening right now. It's really good.
I agree. But so yeah, no, I think it's really cool. And then we see this page where we get a really cool panel of them like punching and their fists like clash. But that shouldn't work because Knuckles should be physically stronger than Shadow. Like that should have just overpowered Shadow.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure Shadow's like supposed to be really strong. He can like lift a whole giant truck and Shadow the Hedgehog.
Anyone can lift a whole giant truck. That's not a big deal.
Sonic hits like 50 of them with his face when he's going through City Escape.
Exactly. Those just fly off. But
I thought the thing with Shadow was that he's also super bio enhanced strength.
Well, I think he's. Well, I mean, there's literally a line in Preboot, which I know doesn't count for this, but whatever. Where the first time he fights Omega, Omega says like, "You're stronger than Sonic." Like, awesome. Like, I'll fight you later. So I always took for account that like he was stronger, but I just don't know if he'd be like Knuckles level strength.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get you.
Well, because
I really like this little thing where he teleports and then Knuckles catches it. He's like, "Ha, gotcha, bitch!" And then we don't actually see the follow through, which I think makes it even funnier.
Yes, that is fun. Also, Shadow's face here could be a meme. It's like a surprised Pikachu face. But so although if Shadow is as strong as Knuckles, Knuckles should have gotten his ass wiped in this fight, because then Shadow also has the speed advantage, presumably, and his chaos powers. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's a cool fight. But so we come back to the Emerald Shrine, where the other characters are essentially just waiting for Shadow and Knuckles to tire each other out. When Omega's literally just bullying Fix-It.
Must you antagonize him like that? Yes, it is my function.
He says, "Help, please."
He's pretty good.
But so then Eclipse rolls up with his dark arms, and we see him utilizing their powers to dispatch Team Dark. And I wrote, Eclipse as a bird is really funny to me for some reason.
It is me, Birdman.
Stop!
Since when could he? Not bad for such stubby wings.
God fucking damn it, Ian.
Yeah, I like Bird Eclipse.
He's fun.
By the way, so if you want a living proof that I am a stupid person, I only just realized Shadow. So like a dark thing that goes over. Eclipse, like a more dark thing that goes over.
There's no way. You just now realized that?
I just realized that.
Ian!
I thought his name was just supposed to sound cool.
Ian! In his first appearance, he literally says, "I am the shadow that blocks out all light."
Yeah, I thought he was just being edgy.
He was. But like, that's amazing.
Only someone as genius as me could come up with such a voice for Eclipse. He's my spirit animal.
Okay. Anyway, so then
I wonder if he knows. I wonder if he knows what his name means.
You know, he probably doesn't. Let's be real here.
Because he's me.
But so we find out Relic's backstory. Actually, we find out that she got here on a boat when Angel Island fell in Sonic Adventure, which is nonsense, right?
I took a boat when the island fell. Oh, okay. Well, I think she just means because yeah, in the whenever Angel Island falls, you can she could probably just get on it, right?
Okay. Ian, a lot of games, all of which are established to be canon into this comic, have happened between Sonic Adventure and now.
Yeah, and she was here the whole time.
What was she doing?
She was in those stories.
No,
we just didn't get them.
Why does Rouge not know her then?
Because she never met her.
Oh my god.
She was asleep. It's a big island.
It's a big.
Get off my back.
It's just. I feel like it's asking a lot for me to accept that this character has been here pretty much the whole time, but never been showcased until just recently.
Yes, the Freedom Fighters have been in every game until then, apparently, because they've been with Sonic since he was a little kid, and it was
but shut up, Ian. But so
I like them.
I like Relic too. It's just the story they're giving is like look, I can assume okay, during the Station Square thing, this Freedom Fighters were off in a corner cheering him on, but this woman is never mentioned. And yes, they established that her and Knuckles have some history when we first see her, but it doesn't seem like it's 2 years worth of history. And oh well, actually, Sonic's still 15, so all those games take place in 1 year. Shut the fuck up.
All those stories happen on the same day.
Yeah, no. Shut up. God.
I think Flynn confirmed recently that Sonic Generations, he has his birthday, yet he's still the same age.
Fucking hate it here, man.
Money doesn't exist and age doesn't exist in the Sonic world, except when they do.
Yeah, no, I mean that really is what they should just do. They should just be like, "Hey, what's Sonic's official age? Shut up." That's what it is.
I love these end credits right here. It says, Knuckles and Shadow, crushed, drowned, both. Eclipse and the Dark Arms, about to devour the world. Team Dark, out of commission.
Man, if only someone had been allowed to take the Master Emerald and put it somewhere safe, so Eclipse wouldn't be able to devour the world. Crazy.
Only someone had table manners.
God.
Listen to his mom, which is Rouge, I guess.
My last note for this issue simply says Sniffly sucks.
And I love him.
He is great. But so then we enter the final part of Total Eclipse.
Heck yeah.
Sonic Universe issue 70, Total Eclipse, part 4 of 4.
I like the opening of this where they're like drowning and dying. They're like, I'll save you, my best friend. Thanks, best friend. I'll fucking kill you.
It's great. It is wonderful. This panel in particular, where I'm like, the Master Emerald stays put. It's going in a vault. Like, something about their expressions here is like really funny. And like Knuckles with like his fucking big boxing glove hands in the air. Like, I don't know. It's great.
And then what? Protecting the Master Emerald is my purpose. This island is my life. Then find a new purpose.
Okay, I admit Shadow isn't approaching this the best, but he is still right. So,
he's absolutely right, but he's wrong.
No, he's not. But so we find out that the Master Emerald has been moved.
Yes.
If only it could have been moved by the good guys. Jeez, crazy. I don't know. But so Rouge calls Shadow, and we get a fun bit where she yells at him, and Shadow goes, at least she's not yelling in your earpiece. But yeah, I love the way she's talking to them. She's basically like, if you had just talked instead of acting like characters in a crossover comic, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and then Mimic's like, Knuckles, honey, are you okay? And he's like, ugh, Mimic, my wife. And then nothing happens.
You keep saying Mimic, and I didn't want to correct you the first time. But that's like time number 3. You've called Relic Mimic.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I keep calling her a stupid person's name.
Yeah, I know. Fuck Mimic.
I'm sorry, Relic. You're too good.
Yeah.
I like her stupid antenna as well.
Rouges or Relics?
Relics.
Is that an antenna?
I mean, Mimics.
Fucking. Yeah.
All right. So then what happens?
Anyway, so Rouge gets her arm reset. It's really gross and uncomfortable. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I get it. It's just like, I feel like Relic here in this panel where she's like fainting upon seeing it. Like, it's no fun. No bueno. But so then, Knuckles tells them to go to like this secret control center where they can control the traps that are set around the island. And it's interesting because they're saying that this was from a more ancient civilization than the echidnas. I wonder, there couldn't have been any plans, right, for like to follow up on this. It was, I assume,
I'm sure there was. Like,
you think?
Yeah, that's what Flynn always does.
I guess. I don't know.
At least back in this time, anyway.
Yeah, I feel like this was very much like, oh man, here's some weird shit. Like Angel Island's got lots of wacky stuff. I don't know.
I like it. I think it's cool.
I thought at first maybe it's like a subtle wink and nod to like Nocturnus stuff, but probably not.
Well, and also you got to remember, I really like this section where it's like Knuckles is showing off like all these little secret ways to get through, and then you have all these like gimmicks that were in like certain levels in the games, and having them kind of be a part of this mechanism. So it kind of makes you think like, oh, is this something that Knuckles was using when he was trying to, keep Sonic off the island?
Yeah. Yeah, this bit is great. This bit is great with Knuckles and Shadow running through the island, and
like that even Shadow's disturbed at the prison cells in it from Red Mountain.
Yeah, well, like that's so confused. Like, because why?
I don't know.
Why are there prison cells?
There's people in them too.
There is, and they're weird people.
Knuckles was like, they probably like it in there.
Fuck them. I don't know why they're in there, but they probably deserve it.
They probably should be there, and that's good enough for me.
This look between Shadow and Knuckles is great when he's showing them the secret passageway behind the barrel.
Yeah, because Shadow's arms are up like he's a big dork. Like, oh, this is pretty neat.
I think he's just supposed to be running.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't look like that. That's why it's funny.
And we get a line from Knuckles, which is, Sandopolis is a pain to travel through, which I simply put, you're telling me. I mean, I would argue most of Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a pain to travel through, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but you like Sonic 06, you don't get to judge.
Look. Shut up. Go back to your.
I can navigate the sand level in Sonic 06 because the lag allows me to have 10 seconds of preload.
At least you can
exactly where to jump.
At least you can fucking move forward without being stopped by 17 obstacles that stop you from gaining any momentum.
And ghosts.
Ghosts.
I mean, here's the thing. I agree with you. I just like picking on you.
I know. I know. Believe you me, I know, Ian. We're 8 episodes in. I think I know how this works by now. But so, and we see Eclipse is having a real hard time. He's not having fun here. But so,
no.
Basically, they meet each other at the airfield where Eclipse is trying to escape in the Team Dark mobile. And so, basically, they're fighting. And, Eclipse, he's fighting with Shadow. And we get a fun bit where Shadow and Eclipse are just both exhausted. There's like,
yeah, Shadow's face is really funny when he goes, like, looks like he's going like, you're over, you're finished.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up, you can barely stand.
He looks like he's drunk.
Yeah, I know, he looks really funny. Lots of good expressions in this whole arc.
Yeah, you're finished, Eclipse.
I'm winning. I could do this all day.
That's from that movie you love so much. But so we have a line from Knuckles where he goes like, I have to stop them both from getting the emerald. And it's like, or you could just stop Eclipse and then like talk to Shadow and Team Dark.
And he's like, Shadow didn't talk to me. Fuck him. Ah! Like, I like the idea that, I mean, this isn't what they were going for, but I like this as being subtle petty revenge. Like, if you are gonna take my stuff, then I'm gonna take it away from you being able to take my stuff. Ah! And then he gives it the old crackoom.
Crack. He does. But so, yeah, Knuckles shatters the Master Emerald again.
Shadow's so stupid. I love his, like, because he has that line in what game? What story is it? There's like a Sonic game where, oh yeah, it's an SA2 where he goes up and he's like, "Is that Chaos Control?" And I love he just punches the emerald. And he's like, "Was that Chaos Control?" And then Eclipse is over here like, "Why would you do that?" And then he just gets punched.
In Shadow's defense, he's never seen Knuckles do Chaos Control, which is what this chant, I think, is supposed to be. So I think him being impressed that another person who isn't like him or Sonic, because I don't know if at this point in this continuity he would have seen Silver do it. I think just the fact that he's seeing another person do it is what's impressing him.
Yeah, no, for sure. I just think it's a really funny line, just because I always think back to SA2, where he's like, "Is that Chaos Control? Did that big fat dumb lizard do that? That's crazy, bro."
Also,
is that
Shadow's? But also, Shadow's face in this panel, the one where Eclipse is screaming no, it's like so.
Yeah,
he looks like,
yeah. Sounds like me when Donald won't heal me.
I remember that.
And then good old Knuckles, he's just like, he gives him the old wham.
He does give him the old wham. And so he's like, so the rhythm wisps, the rhythm wisp, who Eclipse earlier I think even literally called useless, he fuses with Eclipse and he blasts them. And he's like, no, they'll kill us both. Which is like, will they? I mean, I guess Shadow wants to kill him. I don't know if it.
I was gonna say, I think Shadow might kill a baby. I think he's up for it.
It's like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me.
This is like killing a baby, which is fine by me. And Eclipse is like, I'm taking my children away from you. You're no longer the uncle. I'm done with this. And he whooshes off.
You're not invited to Black Arms Thanksgiving anymore.
Because you killed everyone.
You killed everyone.
Black Death makes a mean human stew. But no, you had to be all kissy-kissy with your friends down here on the island. Leaving.
All right. Okay. So, So my next note, because Eclipse incapacitates Shadow and Knuckles with the Rhythm Wisp, and then he gets in the thing and flies away. My next note was simply, Just kill them.
He's tired.
Fucking, it does. They're unconscious. Just
they could be faking.
Just kick him off the cliff.
You could do that. But no, I like it because it basically just shows that he's just like, all right, no, but seriously, I'm taking my kids and we're going home. You can't play anymore. I don't care anymore. This is stupid. I can't get my giant emerald. We're done.
Yeah.
Even gives like the disappointed mom look as he's driving away.
Yeah. But so
it was all, we were trying to have fun, and then you had to kill my exoskeleton and murder me.
But so we cut to the next day. Snively's on Angel Island. He's trying to do some cleanup. And Knuckles is like, "Hey, Snively, fuck you. Get off my island. I don't like you. I don't care if you grow a beard."
And he goes, "Yeep."
What?
He goes, "Yeep."
Yep. And then Knuckles is talking to Rouge, and he has a line that I love where he goes, "If you see Shadow, tell him that he's a jerk."
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
And then
I like that Rouge thinks it's funny too.
And so then it ends with Knuckles going like, "Oh, well, time to go. I gotta go get my Master Emerald." And he says, "I have to grab Chip." It's like, where's Chip? Did you put him in like a box or something? Where is he? Like,
that should have been the off panel.
Yeah. Poke some holes in it. It's fine. He can breathe.
Yeah.
Put some dog food in there for him. It's fine.
He's pretty dumb. He wanders off. So.
And then my final note for this whole arc is simply, can Eclipse not fly a plane?
Yeah, how'd he crash?
Because he fucking sucks.
I was gonna say there wasn't even anything wrong with the plane. Like it would have been one. Like did he and Flynn forget like a scene where it's like Shadow's supposed to go like Chaos Spear and like hit the plane?
I guess. No, I think he just sucks.
I mean, I like that better. I like that he's just an idiot and he's just like, planes are meant to be in the dirt. This is how you park them. Yeah. I guess that's supposed to be it. He ran out of fuel or like he needed to park it and he's like, all right, I don't know, crash into the ground.
Well, if he was aiming for the dirt, he failed miserably because it's in a swamp. But
well, at least he wasn't an asshole about it.
God. But so that's Total Eclipse. Ian,
I really liked it.
I enjoyed it as well.
I think this is the best arc. I think it's the best part of the comic so far for Reboot.
I agree.
I think what it has going for it is what IDW refuses to have ever going for it, which is that the characters actually have, or at least the Sonic characters, like the OCs usually get, stuff, but in IDW, but the main characters actually have like emotional like baggage and like things that they need to like fight to protect and like care about and motivation that isn't, well, I'm good and so I'm gonna save the day. Whoa! And then I go, Sonic, why don't you just like save the day already? And he goes, well, you see, I value my own self-satisfaction over the lives of others. And I go, well, Sonic, that kind of makes you a psychopath. And he goes, well, but Shadow's worse. I'm like, I don't know if Shadow's worse. I think Shadow's actually doing okay. Like he's an asshole about it. But that's nothing new, So like, why are you a psychopath, Sonic? And he goes, no, I'm a pure-hearted good boy. Whoa. And then he should die and choke on like a leaf or something. Like he should be running, and he's like, and then like a leaf goes into his throat, and he just like dies, and it like cuts on the way down. Like that's what I need to happen to IDW Sonic. I fucking hate him. But anyway, that's my review. I really, really like Total Eclipse. I actually thought I remembered not liking this arc, but it was way better the second time. And that's all I have to say. I think I've made my points clear. Let's what's the last thing Eclipse says so that I can send him off properly. Oh, he says nothing. I can't say. Okay, I guess I'll have to grimace in his voice.
I fucking can't, man. Oh.
What did you think of the comic?
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I liked it. It's nothing like, there's nothing like deep Like, it didn't make me question my existence or whatever, but they don't need to. They just need to be fun and give me fun character interactions, and this did that. And yeah, the cool fight between Shadow and Knuckles. And yeah, is this the last we see of Eclipse?
Here's the thing. I think it is, but I also think it's not. Like, I feel like he shows up one more time, but because the next arc where Shadow and Knuckles meet up, it's Nagas. So
yeah, well, I feel like I have a distinct memory. It's the one memory I've had of Eclipse before rereading these. It's why I always considered him a big stupid joke. Is him running for his life, saying Shadow's gonna kill me, which isn't in this. So, but I swear that exists.
Yeah, no, it says the last thing he does is he crash lands in the swamp.
Really? I must be misremembering that then.
Maybe it was like an off panel.
Maybe. I don't know. Damn it. That would have been the cherry on top if the end of Eclipse is just him running like a stupid asshole from his way cooler brother.
Yeah, like basically, like, it would be funny if like in that final arc where it's like, because he's in all the Shadow arcs, so like the joke becomes that he cameos in all those arcs even if he's not a main threat. And so like he's in that arc and he's just like walking around the corner like getting, you know, human juice for his little pets. And then he like walks around the corner and he's like in a dead body around or something, you know, whatever. And then he sees Shadow and like they're fighting Nagas and he's like, I can't do this today, man. Like I like Regina wet the bed and like the big fat box one just like pooped and stuff and I don't know how to clean it up. And like I can't do this right now, you know? Like my dad's dead. My brother wants to kill me. Thanksgiving's canceled for sure at this point. And so he just runs off. He just leaves the body. He can't even do it. Like he just like kills himself or something. Oh my God. It's really bad. Like it's a bad day for Eclipse. Man. And then he just starts running and he goes, Shadow's gonna kill me.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you know, he's Eclipse. He's like a total downer.
I was just gonna say he crashes another plane.
He gets in a plane. He crashes. Yeah, he leaves and he's like, all right, how do you fly this thing? And then he just takes it and he's like, all right, so I've got the takeoff part good. Now we gotta land. And then he just like lands back on Angel Island. And Knuckles is waiting there. he just passes out.
If I remember properly, there is a plane or like an airship of some kind in Shattered, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So he could have stolen that.
No, this would be the funniest thing is that he finds the little secret room with all the traps, and then he finds out that there's like a control panel. He's like, "Whoa! Then my new ride is Angel Island." And then for the rest of the story, he's just like constantly flying it around, and Knuckles just like, "Man, Angel Island has a weird flight path this year." And Eclipse can't land it because it's not meant to fall. And he doesn't know that the brakes are the Master Emerald.
It's the one time that Angel Island isn't falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
Eclipse is so incompetent, he can't even do that.
He can't even figure it out, but he just lives down there now because he's so terrified Shadow's going to find him. He tries to call him every now and then, but every time Shadow picks up, he can't speak.
This is amazing. If any fans out there of this podcast could give us like some fan art or some fan fiction of Eclipse just being a fucking blundering dumbass, it will get shouted out and featured on this show.
Oh yeah, and I'll do the voice.
No, God.
So like if you write like a paragraph of dialogue, I will read all of it and very slowly.
All right, fans, you heard it here first.
And the last, because he never appears again. But no, I really, really like this arc. I think it's great. Good job, Ian Flynn. You did it. You wrote a really great arc for Reboot. Besides the chase, that was the only other one that I really, really, really liked. And I would give this like a 9 out of 10.
I agree. I think it's really good. I think there have been some other ones. I really liked Shadowfall too.
Shadowfall was good. I'd give that like a 7. And then the chase, I'd give like a 10 because it's so bonkers dumb.
Chase is wonderful. But yeah, so yeah, not much more to say. I really liked it. Ian really liked it. The next Sonic Universe arc is Spark of Life, which I know nothing about other than the characters on the cover, but I'm excited for that. But that's not what we're talking about next time. When next we return for Sonic Comic Chaos, we will be talking about the arc Champions for the main Sonic the Hedgehog book. So that should be great fun. That arc looks like a blast. But so before we juice and jam out of here, Ian, you want to plug your stuff one more time?
Yeah. I have a channel by Ian Waffles and a Twitter by the same name. I'm currently working on a Kingdom Hearts 2 video. That should be out sometime this year. And then otherwise, I probably just appear here, and that's about it. So if you like hearing me and you like Silver Ace, then that's good. But if you don't like hearing me and you like Silver Ace, because I've infected the channel.
Yeah. It's less that you infected it and more that I'm a lazy piece of shit, and so this podcast is really all I can muster the will to do.
No biggie. You're working on a big project.
I am, which the audience doesn't know about, and most of which probably won't care about. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah,
and good. This will date the video, but I don't care. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is a new movie coming out because Winnie the Pooh has now entered public domain. It is a horror retelling of Winnie the Pooh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, type in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
All right, audience. I thought we were winding things down, but we gotta look at Blood and Honey real quick. Winnie the Pooh, Blood. Oh my God, it's the first. Oh no, there's a trailer. Oh my God. Okay, you know what, audience? Okay, how long is this trailer? Oh God, that design. That's horrible. The first response, I'm looking at it on IGN on Twitter. The first response is simply, see, this shit is why the public domain is sometimes a bad thing.
No, this is exactly what we needed.
This looks fucking horrifying.
I know. Take that, children of today. You won't get Winnie the Pooh anymore.
I hate it. I hate all this.
He looks so excited.
No. I'm also a big wuss when it comes to horror, though. So like,
oh no, I ain't watching this. I'll have nightmares.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, there's more. What is Piglet? What is that? Why does he look? Is that even Piglet? What's the horns? Why is this woman? Who's this woman?
I hope Tigger comes out and he's just like a blob that just like bounces around and zips around like a symbiote.
Are they wearing masks or is this their face? This is terrible. Oh, I hate this. Why does this exist?
Public domain, baby.
Oh, fuck. This isn't my search history now. God damn it.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
You know what? Yeah, on that note, bye, everyone.
Bye.